All right. All right. So I'm going to let folks get in the room. I know that Facebook you had a chance to tune in yesterday because I had some technical difficulties. Instagram, we were right here together and I was looking at both cameras, switching it up, doing what I got to do. I'm making sure that I am sharing on both platforms because my Facebook audience has felt a little neglected. So please know if I am looking at one camera, it doesn't mean that I am not being present with you in this moment. It just simply means that I want to spread the wealth of resources and love. If you didn't catch my post, which it's okay, this is a 3-day series that I'm doing. I'm coming on Instagram and Facebook Live for the next 3 days. I will not be sharing a replay because this information is so important that you got to catch it while you got it. But if you want more, you know who to come to. And I'll be sharing with you guys at the end of this video how we can connect moving forward. Yesterday was bomb, y'all. Like, I really went in and shared with you guys exactly how I was able to find out what my assets were as a teacher so that I can shift in another space. We talked a lot about building your value assets from the inside out, understanding what type of impact that you want to make before you make that move. We also talked about how when you lead with impact and vision, you actually are able to make mistakes that are aligned and sacrifices that are actually aligned to what it is that you want to do with your life. So we are going to keep it rolling. This is going to be a 15-minute conversation tops because I do not believe in wasting folks' time and I don't have to give y'all a bunch of fluff. So thank you guys for those of you are showing up today in this space. Know that this is you choosing to meet God in the middle of where you are. If you're not a believer, that's okay. You can still be in this space and nothing wrong with that. So today we're talking about how to win and be right within. Now, Lauren Hill was the one who said it first, but this principle has applied to my life in so many ways. She says, how you going to win when you're not right within? A lot of us strive for one particular type of success when our insides are crumbling. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in a space where, like, my professional life is exceeding every expectation I could imagine, while my personal life is crumbling. And that's not cute. And I think that a lot of us have grown up with this idea that if your professional life is going to be popping, then your personal life has to take some hits and some struggles. I'm here to tell you that that's not the truth. I use this principle that I learned later, what is actually called in my master's program, called your single source of truth. Your single source of truth for me has been, what are my core values? Once I can identify my single source of truth, every decision that I make moving forward is attached to that single source of truth. So, really great example for me when I decided to move back to Atlanta and get married. Being married was something that was always something I wanted to do. And it took some time for God to prepare me to be ready for that. But my single source of truth wasn't being married. My single source of truth was having the impact and serving, being in a relationship where I can serve my partner. So my value in that capacity was serving, which ultimately, when you really consider what I have been able to do with my life and how I've been able to maneuver and make decisions, my single source of truth was also the reason why I got into teaching. I wanted to serve others in some sort of capacity. And so every decision that I made, I'm able to ask myself a set of questions based on my core values to make sure that the move that I'm making is not just me making a move for the sake of making a move. I knew that moving back to Atlanta will allow me to serve in a new capacity and a new way. And so when the doors opened for me to become a wife, to become a mother, I was like, okay, this value or this decision in my life is aligned to this value that I have, which is my single source of truth, which was being a servant, finding a way to actually serve. So, a part of this is what I call reverse engineering your life. So, I have coined this term for myself and for those that I help called being a lifestyle engineer. And a lifestyle engineer is somebody who is winning both inside and outside. There's not one part of yourself as a lifestyle engineer that goes by the wayside, because we all know that what we do internally does manifest itself externally. And if you don't know, now you do. So the science of being a lifestyle engineer is that you're choosing to reverse engineer your life by using your values to design and facilitate the life you want. So, if you are a chef and part of your vision of being a chef is impacting and serving thousands of people, there is a value connected to why you want to do what you want to do. And maybe that is transformation and access. So you can make decisions based off of that value. As a chef, you want to transform and expand the access of different types of food to people. So you can say, okay, I'm going to go to school, or I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to start this community practice where I can actually start implementing those values and reverse engineering your life. The science of reverse engineering is that you allow yourself to examine your values, construct your dreams, and design the life that you want to live. It's like turning your dreams upside down and inside out. Like, vision boarding is cool, it's a great start. But vision boarding is just the vehicle to getting to where it is you want to go. So I'm really curious in this time that we have. I want to know how many of us actually use vision boards and how often we go back to those vision boards. So if you can drop in the comments and let me know, how often do you use or even revisit that vision board that you made at the beginning of the year? Are you revisiting it one time a year? Are you just waking up and looking at it daily? Are you revisiting that vision board two times a year? Is it quarterly? Are you doing it monthly? Are you really tracking your progress towards the decisions that you're making to get to this place or this thing that you want to accomplish? Because it is a daily practice choosing to reverse engineer your life. Obviously, you've never, and for those of us who've never done a vision board, it's I won't say that I don't promote vision boards, but I think that you have to be extremely critical about taking pieces of other people's perception and pictures and piecing it together, because the vision that is on your life is specific to your life, and we understand our roles in part, which means that we can't piece our whole vision together using other folks' photos. And the vision should be actually activated with word, not images, because images lead you to a place where you can like consume those photos, and the consumption of those photos sometimes put you in the position to compare yourself. So vision boarding is a good foundation, or I'm not, no, I'm let me reverse that. Vision board is not a good foundation. It is a vehicle to help you kind of gather what it is that you want for yourself. But the real thing that you want to do when you have a vision board, or you're just thinking about the dreams that have been put on your heart, is that you really need to get to the core of like, why? Like, why do I have a photo of me speaking on a stage? Why do I have a vehicle on my vision board? Like, what is having access to that thing going to allow me to impact? Like, what, it has to be rooted in something. And when you can identify what that something is for you, you can connect that to a value, which then helps you make better decisions and then helps you develop better habits and mindsets and practices. And so, for those of us that have created vision boards or have written down our goals or created those goals, it's really important that we revisit those with a lens that's made for our vision. So, vision is seen, but it's activated with our tongue. And so, you have to kind of take the practice of seeing and speaking. I have this framework that I use called speak it, seek it, secure it, which means that you got to speak it first. And then you seek it through developing the habits that you need so that you can then secure it. And it's not an overnight process, but it can happen. And this is where you're able to figure out how to win and be right within. And, you know, a lot of us have this whole like self care, self care, self care. A lot of our self care practices, when it comes to preparing ourselves to receive the vision that has been given to us, are really just band-aids. Like, I don't like to use the term self-care. I use what I call soul care. And these are things that fill my soul up and allow me to become what it is so that I can receive what it is I want to receive. And so, shifting from soul care and that soul care being toolkits of such things as like habits, mindsets, practices, you know, again, we understand in part, and it is our job in understanding in part that we are developing what we need so that we can design and engineer the lifestyle that we want. And actively doing that requires for us to know our values, to have our values, which I call your single source of truth. So I've been really focusing intentionally on doing this, what I call mapping. I don't vision board, I map. And that's me really setting my goals, writing them out, but I map them specifically and strategically aligning to my values, what I feel like the word is saying to me, so that there's a clear alignment to what I'm doing. And I do that again with my single source of truth. And I finally had this aha moment within the last maybe 2 to 3 months that this reverse engineering is really and truly like how I am like engineering my own lifestyle. And I think it's something that we all have the ability to do. And it's being able to connect those dots of our values, our experiences, and our desires that help us to shift into the next phase of our life. So I'm here to announce and share with you guys that my role and my calling right now is to guide individuals like you, visionaries like you, into clarity in elevating your vision with intention by reverse engineering the life that you want. So this elevation happens when we have a clear vision, when we have intention in our daily practices of developing the mindsets and the habits required for us to even receive what it is we truly desire. And starting simply with thinking about why. Why do I want this thing? Why is this important to me? And what is having access to this thing going to allow me to do or going to allow me to impact? And it's all about turning your dreams inside out. And I'm not even going to sit here and play with y'all. It's work. But life requires work. To whom much is given, much is required. Many of us have great dreams and great ways that we want to impact the world around us, impact our little corner and space of the world. And we can do that. We can align professional success to personal success. You do not have to be falling apart on the inside and showing up with great, beautiful pictures and videos on the outside. Honestly, y'all, that shit gets old. Old. It gets really old putting yourself in a position where you're spinning on a wheel, feeling as though you're stuck in this space, in this position. But you do have the authority and you do have the power. You just simply need a little bit of strategy so that you can start aligning the decisions that you make with the values that you have so you can actually get to where you want to actually go. So, like I promised, this was only going to be 15 minutes. This is day two of the 3-day series. I'm not sharing a replay of this. I will share snippets through the week, but I have something really important that I want to announce to both of my audiences. If you want access to more of these conversations and more of the results of walking one on one with me so that you can engineer the lifestyle that you want to, go ahead and send me a direct message so that I can get you that access. I will get you on the path to your dreams and we can flip them upside down, dissect them so that you can start doing what it is you know that you're called to do. Happy Sunday, y'all. I appreciate the time that you guys have given me and the space that you guys have shared with me. Hope you guys felt my presence because I definitely felt y'all's. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. again. Bye, y'all.